Hello and welcome to the first episode of Blue Alpine TV. My name is Feas and I'm the creator of Blue Alpine Research. And in this first episode, I would like to quickly introduce to you Blue Alpine Research, what we're exactly doing. And afterwards, I would like to quickly look at the market in general, what is happening with NEO. We'll quickly dive into Binance and I will show you how we at Blue Alpine generally do research when we're looking into companies and projects. And then I'll also give you a quick introduction about what we're doing, what kind of reports and research we're providing here at Blue Alpine Research. So let's jump right in here. We see that Bitcoin has actually kind of awakened from a bit of a sideways trend that has been going on for the last few days. We're seeing here an increase of around 3%. And some people actually are speculating that the banker bonuses are coming and that this might actually increase a lot of the prices, because in the last few days the market has been generally quite in the red. But here you can see there have been quite some coins that have gone into the green and into the positive again. One of the, let's say, strongest coins in the market is currently NEO and its dividend equivalent, which is gas. So NEO has increased around 20 to 25% throughout the day, and gas has increased actually around 30% to 190 and 90 US dollars respectively. And when we do research at Blue Alpine Research, obviously we are not always trying to follow the market volatility in general, but we're looking for the fundamentals. So what is really important for us is basically checking the fundamentals and seeing whether a project has a good future ahead. So in the case of NEO, we have been diving into the project in general, and what we found out is actually that NEO's team is quite a strong team. So here what you can see is basically part of the research that we have done, but I will dive into this a bit later as well. But what exactly was the reason for this recent surge in NEO? And when we looked into the news and what exactly happened, it's basically it can be explained by the fact that NEO as a platform is treated like the Chinese Ethereum. So NEO as a platform is being used mainly to or also used to launch a lot of ICOs currently. So there are currently around 3-4 big ICOs coming. So one is the already successful one, Red Pulse ICO, then Q-Link, which also had its ICO just recently. Then there are some other ICOs coming, such as Apex and the Key. Although there has been some controversy around the Key. I think the Key is something around person identification, identification project basically. But yeah, it has been a bit controversial there, but this is not the main topic right now. So basically why NEO has seen the surge is explainable through the fact that both NEO and gas are limited in the supply, and considering that all these platforms are launching or all these new projects are launching on NEO, it will require a certain amount of NEO and or gas to participate in the ICO. So basically as soon as this circulating supply is nearing the total supply, the general price will increase, and that's basically what we're seeing with NEO these days. Here in general, I will link this article. It's a pretty interesting article, but very kept very generally. What is also interesting compared to other coins is the delegated Byzantine fault tolerance, which NEO is using. We've also written about this basically in our report. And what this is it's a mining, a type of mining and type of consensus system where you basically, as a holder of NEO, you send a delegate to vote on the big topics that are relevant for the cause. And by voting on these topics, you can kind of think of it as the Senate or the Senate that you're selecting or voting for, and depending on what you're intending to vote to, basically this will be done by the Senate then as your representative. And this is basically what NEO is using to reach consensus. NEO in general, from our opinion, is an interesting project with a strong team. We've written here in the executive summary a bit about it as well. So there are some rumors of them working with the Chinese government, but they have denied. So both the co-founders have denied these rumors. But obviously NEO as a platform looks like a very strong platform and with an interesting roadmap. So considering the ICOs coming in 2018 and also all the strong team and the interesting project, it is quite an interesting platform in general. Next up, I would like to quickly talk about the article by the Binance CEO, Changpeng Zhao, which basically in which he talks about the different steps in his big vision of turning Binance into the de facto exchange in the world. So he actually starts with Binance has just burned around 1.8 million Binance coins basically, and if you don't understand why we did this, or we think we are just plain crazy, please read our white paper. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but if you actually do the math here, it's around 35 million with the current price as of this recording. So basically through when he published this article, it was around, I think, 40 million US dollars. And what we at Blue Alpine do, which I think a lot of investors don't do or tend to not to do, is basically really dive into the fundamentals of a company, of a project, to really understand what is what are its benefits, where can they really collect points with a strong team or an interesting project. And what we did here as well is obviously with every coin that we do research on, is basically go through the white paper, understand what the founders are doing, what the project exactly is. And here there's actually quite an interesting setup here with the Binance coin. So here you can see the Binance coin, it's based on ERC20, so it's based on Ethereum. And during their ICO, 100 million BNB coins have been distributed to all the people, and that's around 50%. Now, as you can see here, this is just like a small amount. There is still around 98% of these coins left in the wild. And if you scroll down a bit more, you can see here what exactly is happening. Every quarter, we will use 20% of our profits to buy back BNB and destroy them until we buy 50% of all BNB, which is the equivalent of 100 million back. All buyback transactions will be announced on the blockchain and will eventually destroy 100 million BNB, leaving 100 million BNB remaining. The 100 million is basically the rest of the coins, which is part from the founding team and the angel investors. And this is for Binance, this is a kind of business model that's actually quite profitable and works really well for them. So as a investor or as a user of Binance, by buying the BNB coin, you get a certain amount of discount. I think it is mentioned here. So when you use BNB to pay for fees, you will receive a significant discount, 50%, 25%, 12.5%, etc., etc. So basically, that's how they are luring people onto their exchange to use the BNB coin in order to buy the different altcoins. Now, also here in the introduction, they are actually mentioning that they are focused on they are focused on building an exchange that's actually dealing purely in cryptocurrency and not with fiat currency, although they have options. But this is their main focus. So they want to build something, they call it binary finance. So this connection of technology and finance, and they call it Binance. And what is really interesting is that they have a really, really strong team that has been working with different projects. So Zhangpeng Zhao, the CEO, was actually is the founder of BG Tech, and they are offering exchange systems, so cloud-based exchange systems to other people. And previously, he was actually the CTO of OKCoin, which is another really big exchange in Asia. So he knows what he's doing when it comes to exchanges. Here we also see James Hofbauer, who's worked at Palantir, has worked with big data. So he's the chief architect at BG Tech. So they definitely have a really strong technical team. And you can also see it basically in their focus on what is a risk of running an exchange. So running an exchange, especially in these times where cryptocurrency is really going wild and a lot of people are doing a lot of accounts, a lot of hacking left and right is done, but they're really focused on securing the platform, doing regular penetration tests, it's called, so security tests to see whether the platform is stable or not. So we are definitely fans of Binance as an exchange, especially when it comes to buying different altcoins. So and the Binance coin itself is another coin or a project we've looked at yet, but from going through the white paper, it looks really like an interesting project that we might actually do some research on. To finish this first short video off, I want to quickly introduce to you what we're actually doing at Blue Alpine. And we have actually been founded in 2017, and we're kind of a network of independent researchers and contractors who are basically doing fundamental research. So fundamental research is basically looking at the fundamentals of a crypto asset project. So be it the management team, the product, the roadmap, all of these things that are really important factors that might make or break a project in the future. So this is basically the main topic we are focused on. We are founded and deeply rooted in Switzerland. We're founded and working out of Zurich. So we take pride in basically being neutral, independent, unbiased as much as possible. That's why we also work with our contractors from the private, public, and academic sector to basically make sure that our research is being vetted from left and right. What is different in our case, we don't give any investment advice. So we believe that every investor has to decide for him or herself to basically do the right decision. What we want to provide is basically a good base of what you can use to make a proper decision. So these are basically the KPIs that we're using, the team that advises technology, products, roadmap, numbers, and stuff like this. In the future episodes, what we will do here is we will show you how we do research. We will maybe even do some live research together with you. And also we'll look into the reports that we've already created and basically go through how we came to the report and how we did our research and what is basically the essence and how we treat this as a research report. So yeah, if you want to participate, we have a better pricing already up, but this is subject to change. But yeah, in the future, every day we will do a short video on general market. We'll talk about an interesting coin, do some research live with you. And if you have any questions or remarks, please comment below. We will be in the comment section answering the questions. And yeah, if you want to see something specific, just let us know. And other than that, please make sure to subscribe, like the video, and we'll see you on the next one.